This is the perfect moment to strike because it was very emotional. It seemed like it was coming from the heart.
And in the opening of the moderator of Undisputed.
Before I answer your question, just so I can understand, if because because the thing is this, in the case of Pat, and I love Pat, but I think Pat also said like stole, right?
Pat
That
used
was in a comedic way, not in an emotional way. But he also said stole. But
Pat, but Pat also used the word allegedly.
okay, so that would have saved.
I mean, it's a combination of factors. So
Yeah.
using allegedly in itself isn't
No, so,
always,
so gonna save
enough.
you guys. Don't defame people and say allegedly right after.
He stole from his mama, allegedly. I mean, doesn't work like that. But I mean,
No.
all the various factors play a role, right? All the facts and circumstances of a case. So I think, and you could see that the setup of the show is way more informal, more joking around. So I'm referring to the Pat McAfee show. It's way more, boys will be boys making jokes. So it's a
Yeah.
different environment as well. And so I think in his case, in Brett's case, in Pat's case, it was a bit easier to prove it. But
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
in
Right.
Sharp's case, he didn't use the he did say, however, in the case. So and that's why I think that you shouldn't always take the short. I mean, if you take a segment, then you can crucify anybody, right? But if you take the whole context, there were points in the show where moments in the show where Shannon Sharpe said, "If the story is true, if the
Mm,
story is true."
if
So
the story is
if
true, so you gotta. So let me put my glasses on, my lawyer glasses on. So what you're trying to say, RJ, is that there might be an opening. Is this the opening that Shannon has?
that's definitely something that Shannon has at
Why
the
didn't they use it yet then?
because another
Yeah.
thing that
Or
another
they're keeping it tucked.
no, they shouldn't. No, they shouldn't, and they shouldn't keep it. No, they shouldn't. They're not keeping it tucked. They will probably. You should use everything from the get go. Remember, this is not the case. This is the motion to dismiss. So
Mm,
the response to the motion to dismiss. So it would make sense uh, that Shannon would use every argument, and I do believe that he did in one way, shape, or form. But remember, another thing that Pat is stating is that the his statements got cut as shorts and
oh,
reels,
this is
and
this
that
is the Andrew Tate stuff.
yeah, and that basically went viral. That clip went viral, and I believe
Right.
that it was even posted on. Guys, let us know. I think it was also posted on Sharp's page, so he posted it himself. So So we can talk about the consequences, and even if he did it, maybe it was on his page, maybe it was on the Undisputed page, but it did go viral. I saw it a couple of times on my reels.
Yeah, but 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 to answer your question, because the question is, did Sharp went beyond what these articles said? Hard, hard. If you look at it pure from a fact point of view, if you really take what he said as the truth, as in it wasn't comedic or it wasn't hyperbolic or hyperbole, or it wasn't a dramatic. a dramatization of the statement, then you can say, yeah, he went beyond what he should have done. So they might have a point there, but it's all context, right? It's how you take it. Did the people start believing that after his rant that Brett really stole? That's the big question. Or was it all? Do people believe Shannon by his word, like he's the Sherlock Holmes of broadcasters?
Yeah, I don't know if that is the case. Well, if you think that Shannon is the new Sherlock Holmes, well, it does fit in the current narrative nowadays. Maybe they can transition this new Sherlock Holmes with the new James Bond, where they will try to save the new Ariel. But what, what?
Sherlock Holmes went black. That will be boycotted. Yo, this is crazy. People boycott everything these days. Anyway, continue.
Yeah, 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 yeah. But
Revealed si- 200 years later, Sherlock Holmes wasn't really white. He was a black man living in living in
identifying as a, yeah,
the picture. You see a picture of him.
it wasn't smoking on a pipe either. But
Well, let's hope that he wasn't smoking in the other pipe.
well, let's see. I mean, I hope that black producer picks it up if that ever happened, because they would portray it the right way. Black successful Sherlock Holmes. If you give this to a wrong producer, they'll call him Sherlock Holmes.
Hey,
And
hey, hey, we need a
and
cut, man. We need a cut because this is our idea, man.
no, no. Well, if
I
the
mean,
wrong producer,
if you
if
don't
the
want to cut, that's your problem. Producer, whoever picks this up, watch this show. Give me my money.
well,
Otherwise, I'll go Brett Favre on you guys.
if you let one of these producers, I mean, prejudiced producers take over, they'll
Oh,
call they'll call it Sherlock Holmes, and we don't need that in our lives right now.
yeah, yeah,
But
yeah,
to
yeah.
get back to the story, I think it's a very, as I said, and as you also said,
Good, it's a
it's
good
the
argument.
context. The context plays a big role, major role, but in itself, both the let's say, contrary to the Pat McAfee, the reaction of the lawyers in the Pat McAfee case, motion to dismiss case, I find their response in this case against Shannon Sharpe more convincing. Seems like they have a better footing. They have more to
Of course,
use.
they have more. Yo, I once said in a lawsuit. Well, from a mama's basement. Sometimes people
That,
give.
that that's the lawsuit where you got evicted.
Hey, don't share my background, man. They might try to try to try to look up all the information on me being evicted. But I once said in a lawsuit that some people are just cannon fodder. They will keep giving you. They keep giving. And
Yeah.
I think the state, the problem is, and I think the problem in the case of, and I'm talking about the case of Pat McAfee. Pat has been saying the whole. You know that, like you said, the Pat. You know that it's a funny show. That they were trying to be funny, and here in this case, I mean, if they had a beef before, this is the perfect moment to strike because it was very emotional. It seemed like it was coming from the heart.
Yes, definitely from the eye, or from the sleeve where the heart is. But let's see. I mean, it's very persuasive.